Today we are not going to talk about getting rich. That is the fantasy. We are going to talk about escaping the middle class. That is the real challenge. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. In 2026, being middle class is more dangerous than being poor. The poor know they are struggling. The rich know they are winning. But the middle class thinks they are safe. And that illusion is what keeps them trapped. Warren Buffett has never said, escape the middle class directly. But if you study how he thinks, how he invests, how he structures life, you begin to see something powerful. The middle class is not a financial category. It is a system. It is a treadmill. And unless you understand the mechanics of that treadmill, you will run your entire life and never move forward. I call this the escalator illusion. Imagine you are running up an escalator that is moving down. You are sweating. You are working. You are exhausted. But no matter how hard you run, you stay in the same place. That is the middle class in 2026. Wages rise slowly. Expenses rise aggressively. Assets inflate. Currency weakens. And inflation silently eats your effort. The middle class sells time. The wealthy own assets. That single difference changes everything. But before we talk about escaping, we need to understand the trap. Because you cannot escape a prison you do not recognize. The first chain, the comfort cage. The poor are desperate. The rich are strategic. The middle class is comfortable. And comfort is the most expensive drug in the world. You have a salary. You have a car. You have subscriptions. You have vacations financed with credit. You feel stable. But that stability is rented. The moment your paycheck stops, the entire structure collapses. Warren Buffett once said that risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. The middle class risk is invisible. It is dependence. Dependence on one employer, one income stream, one economic system, one currency. In 2026, automation is accelerating. AI is replacing roles. Companies are restructuring faster than ever. The middle class believes loyalty equals safety, but loyalty is not a hedge. Ownership is. Buffett did not become wealthy by working more hours. He became wealthy by owning pieces of businesses. He understood something simple. If you only sell labor, you will always trade time for survival. If you own assets, time works for you. The middle class mistake is this. They upgrade lifestyle before upgrading ownership. Raise comes in, lifestyle expands. Bonus comes in, liabilities expand, but assets stay minimal. And over 20 years, that decision compounds in the wrong direction. The rich buy income-arousing assets first. The middle class buys consumption first. This is not about intelligence. It is about conditioning. You were trained to earn, not to own. And that difference defines your financial ceiling. The second chain, the inflation squeeze. Inflation is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is invisible. It is polite. And it is relentless. When prices rise 6% and your salary rises 3%, you are not stable. You are shrinking. But here is the deeper problem. The middle class holds most of their wealth in cash and primary homes. Cash loses purchasing power. Primary homes do not produce income. Meanwhile, asset prices, stocks, businesses, productive real estate rise faster than wages. So, the middle class watches the ladder being pulled up in real time. Buffett's philosophy has always been clear. Own productive assets, not because they are trendy, not because they are exciting, but because they compound. The S&P 500 has historically returned around 8 to 10% annually over long periods. That is not flashy,
but over 20 years it is transformative. The middle class often waits.
I will invest when I earn more. I will start next year. I need to feel safe first. But safety does not come from waiting. It comes from positioning. Buffett invests consistently, not emotionally. The middle class invests emotionally, not consistently, and emotion is expensive. The third chain, the linear income trap. Most middle-class families believe the path upward is simple. Work harder, get promoted, earn more, repeat. But income from labor is linear. It grows step by step. Wealth from assets is exponential. It grows quietly, then suddenly. Buffett made the majority of his fortune after age 50, not because he suddenly worked harder, but because compounding reached escape velocity. If you make $80,000 a year and get 5% raises, you will improve slowly. If you own assets that grow at 10% annually, your wealth curve bends upward. But here is the catch. Compounding requires patience, and the middle-class culture is impatient. It wants visible progress, new house, new car, visible success. But invisible growth is what builds real leverage. Buffett once said, the stock market transfers money from the impatient to the patient. The middle class is often forced into impatience. Bills demand it, lifestyle demands. Tied only to hours worked, you are capped. If your income is tied to value created, you are expandable. Buffett chose investing because it scales infinitely. One decision can allocate millions. But you don't need millions to apply the same principle. You need a skill that amplifies effort. You can learn investing deeply, learn business acquisition, learn digital distribution, learn how to evaluate opportunities. The middle class upgrades lifestyle, the wealthy upgrades skill stack, and skill stack determines ceiling. The capital discipline formula. Now we get uncomfortable. Most middle class households increase expenses in proportion to income. Earn 20% more, spend 20% more. This creates a permanent plateau. Buffett famously still lives relatively simply. Not because he has to, because simplicity protects capital. When lifestyle is modest relative to income, the gap between earning and spending widens. That gap is freedom. The larger the gap, the faster the snowball. If you increase income but maintain fixed lifestyle growth, your investing capacity accelerates. This is the discipline formula. Income, expenses, assets. The double arrow is intentional. Assets must grow faster than lifestyle. If they don't, you remain middle class regardless of salary. In 2026, social pressure to upgrade is stronger than ever. New tech, new subscriptions, new trends. But every upgrade delays escape velocity. The wealthy delay gratification. The middle class consumes progress. There is a difference. The escape velocity threshold. This is the moment everyone waits for. The threshold is when your assets generate enough return to cover basic expenses. Not luxury, not travel, basic survival. Once your investments produce meaningful cash flow, something changes psychologically. You are no longer fully dependent. You have leverage. You have options. That changes negotiation power. It changes risk tolerance. It changes confidence. Buffett understood early that once capital compounds past a certain point, independence accelerates. The middle class waits for retirement age to experience this. The wealthy aim for optionality much earlier. Optionality is the true goal. Not yachts, not status. Optionality in 2026. Optionality will be rare because automation compresses wages, because inflation erodes savings, because economic cycles move faster. If you do not build asset income, you remain exposed. And exposure is fragility. Now let's zoom out. Escaping the middle class is not about hating it. It is about understanding its limits. The middle class is stable but capped, safe but slow, predictable but fragile. Buffett did not reject stability. He optimized beyond it. He worked, he saved, he invested relentlessly. He avoided lifestyle inflation. He avoided emotional speculation. He focused on productive ownership. And over decades, that created separation. You do not need to become Buffett. You need to think structurally like him. Let's recap the 5 shifts. 1, ownership over employment identity. 2, consistent asset allocation. 3, leverage skill development. 4, lifestyle discipline. 5, focus on optionality threshold. None of these are flashy. That is the point. Middle class traps are emotional. Escape is mechanical. In 2026, the divide will not be between rich and poor. It will be between owners and earners, between those who compound and those who consume, between those who build leverage and those who trade time. And here is the final truth. The system is not designed to push you upward. It is designed to keep you stable. You must choose upward deliberately. Buffett once said, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long ago. If you want to escape the middle class, you must plant aggressively now, even if shade feels far away." Because 10 years from now, the difference between those who started and those who waited will be massive. Not dramatic, not overnight, but undeniable. The treadmill does not stop on its own. You step off it, you redirect capital, you think longer, you consume less than you earn, you invest without emotion, and slowly, quietly, power shifts. That is how you escape. Not through hype, not through gambling, not through shortcuts, through structure, through discipline, through compounding. The middle class is not a prison. It is a phase. But phases become permanent when you do not act. The door is open, ownership is the key, and time is the only leverage you cannot buy back. Use it wisely.